Is the euro going to be around in 10 years? Like, we're like 8 years on from the beginning of this crisis. It keeps bubbling up, new parties emerging that hate the euro. Will it hang together?
You know, my political forecasting on Europe has been consistently wrong. My economic analysis has been pretty good, I think. But the story of Europe has been that the economics has worked pretty much as well or as badly as us ugly Anglo-Saxon critics of the euro were saying all along. The euro has not worked very well at all as an economic thing, but the political cohesion of the euro has been incredibly strong. European elites have been really, really determined to defend this thing, even at the cost of depression-level conditions in places like Greece. Now, the question is, if the elites lose control, then the whole thing blows apart. And until now, it's been amazing how robust it's been, but, you know, ask President Le Pen what's going to happen, right? So we don't know what's going to happen at this point. I think that you have to put significant weight. You have to put a significant probability on the whole thing blowing apart.
So the euro is only as strong as the elite's willingness to hold it together. Is there an economic benefit to the U.S. if the euro collapses?
No. I mean, in the end, look, we're the idea that this competition between currencies is really nonsense. And we want a strong, you know, Europe is a market, it's a trading partner. If Europe goes to hell, then that's going to, at least some of it's going to wash back on us. It's not a good thing. We want Europe to do well.
You mentioned President Le Pen. I don't know if you're totally tongue-in-cheek or whatever, but let's say she wins,
right,
and let's say she starts to raise the real possibility of redenominating the French government debt into francs, and then people start thinking, well, if that happens, what's going to happen to the Italian government debt, and will that get redenominated?
That's right.
How serious of a problem would that be for the global economy?
Well, at least in the short run, it would be very disruptive. It would create, you know, now it's funny that a euro about to collapse would be very depressing on the global economy because interest rates would be shooting up. You'd have something like we've had several severe euro crises, and they were all very contractionary for Europe, and that was somewhat exported to the rest of the world. Now, a euro, once it has collapsed, then we have a new franc, we have a new lira, and things might go back to normal. So the idea that it's a permanent drag on the world economy is more dubious.
Would it cause a financial crisis due to the banks owning
there might be
denominated debt?
There'd be a lot of random winners and losers, and since some of the losers would owe money to other people, you know, it would be it'd be quite crazy. I mean, the mechanics of breaking up currency are very, very hard, and it could do a lot of harm in the short run.
What would be the trigger, the specific catalyst for the euro to fall apart? Would it be like a France voting for President Le Pen?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a clear, you know, anti-euro in one of the important countries, then the speculators may force the hand, right? Even if she wants to wait a couple of years before deciding, imagining that she's elected, she may not have that luxury because money will be flooding out of France, and so something will have to be done. So capital controls right away, and then probably a new currency quite soon afterwards. So that's the story, and then that's the end.